So we were just talking about like what does your Tai Chi practice look like? Like, when are you doing Tàijíquán like in your day? And your description was get up quite early in the morning, leave the house, tend to somebody you care about, coffee and chores and things like that, and then back to the office and do a whole bunch of like mental computer work, till lunch, and then Tai Chi, right? And then the rest of your day, which is like anybody else, just a long day with all the different demands and busyness. And then I think you said after dinner, but basically the end of your day. So probably the sun's gone down and you're starting to get ready for bed, and then have a practice session then, and and that's might be how your normal Tàijíquán practice goes, which, before we forget, that sounds like a great story, because that's like Tai Chi perhaps twice a day and fairly committed. So I don't want to make this sound like I'm poo-pooing that. Like, that is great. But here's something that you might not think about. So I'm going to use that yin-yang idea, which Tai Chi is really into. And it seems to me that if we have our long morning, lunch, and then Tai Chi practice, so I'm very tired, then Tai Chi practice, then my long afternoon, evening, and then Tai Chi practice. When it comes to the Tai Chi practice, both of those Tai Chi practices are probably going to be used to recover, relax, recenter, settle, soothe, recharge, right? So maybe quieting, relaxing, soft, smooth, slow, whatever. I'm not saying that you said that, but that seems pretty likely, By the time I have my whole long morning and it's Tai Chi time, I'm probably going to be a little bit more of this Tai Chi than whatever else, right? And those are great things to practice: recharge, settle, quiet, meditative, introspective, slow, relax, center, settle, all that. That's all great. But if that's what our Tai Chi practice looks like generally, the way we described, afternoon, then maybe later evening, we might forget the other side of Tai Chi practice, which could be invigorating, sweaty, engaging, cardio, faster. I don't mean tense and all the rest, but it could be hitting a bag, it could be working on the jumping kicks, it could be, whatever it happens to be. And we might kind of forget, like, oh, Tai Chi offers this, but the only time I offer Tai Chi is when I'm tired. So the only thing I ask of Tai Chi is recover me, settle me, center me, recharge, which is a great thing, But after a while, we might kind of look back and say, oh, I've really just been doing this yin side of Tai Chi, not the yang style. Even though the story is, well, I do it twice a day, and a lot of people don't. I mean, that's really good. And it is, and it's fine. And it is meant for those things, to relax, recharge, resettle. But if we only give ourselves to Tai Chi when we're tired, which is reasonable, I think in your case, physically tired, mentally tired, then you're only going to ask of Tai Chi how to address that condition, which it can do. But I would say in the strategic overview, maybe, twice a week or something, you might try and say, okay, I like it that way, it's appropriate, it's useful, but maybe, Friday mornings and Sunday afternoons, or just to pick, when I have energy, I'm going to try and do Tai Chi. I don't know if that's in the morning or before the meal instead of after, or, earlier in the evening or something like that. And then see, like, oh, what can I demand of Tai Chi when I have more energy? Maybe it's mental energy, maybe it's emotional, maybe it's just physical energy, like, I'm not tired literally from the day. So just something to think about that you might not consider. And anyway, I think that's all I want to say on that.